Welcome back to another episode of Here South. I'm your boy Jay Bizzle.
And this your boy Keith Jones, and we back with another interesting topic for y'all. And today's topic is role models. Alright, so everybody have role models in their life, whether they may be good or bad. So we finna get into some of those. We finna talk about the different role models you can have. Alright, so about good role models, we can start off with that. What are some features a good role model can instill in somebody?
All right, I think one thing that kind of portrays somebody as a good role model is like the way they carry themselves. Like, do they carry themselves in a positive light? Do they help people? Are they using their resources to make sure like they got everybody, they taking care of people and like looking outside of themselves versus just being like self-centered?
Yeah, I feel like a good role model will instill good things into a person, make them like an upstanding citizen of the world. You feel me? They instill, like, if they're bringing a kid up, they're going to instill manners, morals, and values into a kid.
Yeah, because we look up, like, the people we look up to shape us more than we realize. Yeah. So just like being able, especially coming from the South, that's one thing that we always talk, like, say yes ma'am, no ma'am, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that is a person who like teaches you that. That's I feel like that's a positive role model.
And I feel like a lot of folks be shocked when like folks down south be like, hey, how you doing? Thank you.
Yeah.
Because we've been brought up to say that ever since we were, young.
Yeah, for real. All right, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Who is someone that you look up to? Like
right now?
Like, it can be a person that you know personally, or just like somebody like who has a platform that like kind of set a good example.
Somebody that I look up to. I don't think I look up to nobody. I look up to myself.
I mean, yeah. But it gotta be somebody that you get you have learned from, or like something that you take from somebody.
I feel like I done took stuff from a lot of people, whether it may be like my family members, people, online, because I watch a lot of YouTube. Like, I like to listen to Steve Harvey a little bit. Like, he, talk, a lot of good things.
Okay, so, I feel like Steve Harvey would be a good example of a positive role model.
Yeah.
Just because, like, all the stuff he done, like, even with comedy and plus, like, with all his talk shows, game shows and stuff like that, not only his success, but just, like, the knowledge he try to give people through his success. That is, yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Like, are there any good role models for you?
This gonna sound cliche as hell, but honestly, my mom.
Yeah.
Like, just knowing where she, like, everything she done been through, where she done came from, and, like, the steps she took to, like, get where she is now. And just, like, the type of person she is, she makes sure she go out her way to help people. She's always been, like, a helpful person. And, like, she the type of person that will literally, like, put herself behind everybody. She'll make sure everybody else good. Then she makes sure she good. Now, she get to the point now that she getting older. She's like, all right, now, I took care of y'all. Y'all, like, y'all need to take care of me. But, like, nah, honestly, she has always just been like the backbone of the family, I feel like.
Alright, so since you name like a family member, I feel like I can name a family member because I was just,
I mean, I said you could go either way. You could be a family member, but
I would say my grandma.
I knew you, but yeah.
My grandma, she done made sure everybody was straight, even when she didn't have it. She made sure, we have it. She may not have that much money, but everybody in the house go get fed. I remember one time my grandma put like 4 different types of vegetables on my plate. You go get fed. Even if she don't got it. Like, she the backbone of the family for real.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. I was surprised you said it, but now you did say it.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Like, have you ever had somebody who was like you consider like an authority figure that you looked up to, who like kind of was a negative type of role?
I don't even want to say that on here.
Brother, I mean, that's what we here for, bro.
I don't even want to say that on here. I ain't finna say that. I don't want nobody to feel bad. Bro, you got one?
Yes, I do. I got a few.
I don't think I got like bad role models, but I don't know. I don't want to call nobody out and make nobody feel bad.
Oh, my Lord.
You can go with yours.
My boy got skeletons in the closet.
No.
my boy, but now I get that. You don't want to expose nobody.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, you know I don't care. All right, so
It's you.
nah, like okay, so it was one of my advisors in high school. Honestly, like I don't know when she just got to the point where she just decided she did not like me, but like I remember we was in our advisory class. Everybody was just meeting up and everything. I think we were supposed to be meeting up, talk about our senior project or something like that. And everybody was talking. Then she just singing me out like, "Jay, be quiet." I'm like, bro, like it ain't just me, bro. What you mean? Then like I took her as a Spanish class too, and she would like I'm literally just got my head like this, writing notes and junk like that. And she was just like, "Jay, wake up." I'm like, how am I asleep when I'm literally looking at you taking notes? Like what the word is like. She just made a big deal about it, sent me to the principal office. Then, like, when I typed up my final paper for that year, she pretty much like, "Oh, this is trash. You're never going to get into college with this. This is that, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know why you think," like, just, like, being, like, super negative like that. And, like, she was like, "You really think you're going to get to college writing like this?" And I was like, that really kind of, like, messed with my confidence, though. I'm like, so, dang, I'm not, like, good enough to get into college. And, like, meanwhile, I'm busting my butt just to trying to get into a school and stuff like that. So, I took my paper to English teacher, and I let them read. They're like, "Yo, there's nothing wrong with this paper besides like a few errors here and there, but overall, I think it's a good paper." So I'm just like, that let me know right there. She just like trying to like get in my head to make me feel like I'm not good enough, and like I feel like people like that. I don't know what the personal vendetta was, but at the same time, you don't go, especially like with a child or somebody who's
Yeah.
trying to find their way. You don't do stuff like that to try to bring them down and stuff like that.
And I feel like that's a part of a generational curse. Somebody probably did treated her the same.
She ain't treat nobody else like that except your
Yeah.
boy.
Somebody
But-
probably did her the same way she did you.
But like nah, like stuff like that, like really just made me mad. I'm just like, yo, you supposed to be my advisor. You supposed to be like showing me, okay, this is what these the changes you could have made, instead of just like, oh, this is just terrible, or you're never gonna get into college. Like who tells a child that?
Yeah.
Not a child, but still though, who tells
Yeah.
a teenager that anyway? Like and that for a while they really did get in my head. Then like when I was in my freshman year of college, when I'm typing papers, I was just sitting there just like, oh shoot, is this gonna be like just
Yeah.
that little thought in the back of my head was like, yo. But I did have another question. All right, so okay, your grandma, for example, you said some of the traits she have, but like, what else do you think could be like a positive thing for someone to can like show somebody? Or like, what are some things you think you picked up from her?
Oh, I picked up like working hard. Like growing up, my grandma used to have like 2 jobs. She'd go to one job, stay home, eat, and go straight to the other job. Like I got a good work ethic. I get that from her. I'm trying to learn how to cook. I can cook a little bit. When I was younger, my grandma owned a soul food restaurant. So
Well, you can't cook. Well, we can have a little cook
all
on
all my aunties know how to cook. Like my grandma's sisters, my mama knew how to cook. My mama went to college to get a culinary arts degree. So I'm trying to learn how to cook. I got a good heart. I treat people good. I get that from her. I feel like my grandma can be too nice though.
Oh yeah, that is. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you can't be too nice to a fault for real. But how though? Like, what she do is like too nice.
I just feel like she don't like to tell people no.
Oh,
Like I'd be quick to tell somebody no. Like I'm the nicest person in the world, but when I feel like I'm getting used, like
oh yeah,
it's
cut that joint
no,
out. Yeah,
yeah,
quick little note.
yeah.
All right. I got 2 more things. All right, so some of the traits I kind of like pointed out, what that I thought about by having a positive role model in your life is confidence.
Yeah.
I feel like having somebody like that will like kind of boost your confidence up and everything, and just like have you, cause like they will point out, like I ain't gonna say to point out your flaws, but they will point out and see the potential in you and just like, hey, you can do this better, or like, I see you got this going on, just keep working on just something positive like that, and they'll be like, okay, well they see something in me that I don't see, let me keep working on that. And again, we talked about like picking up some of their qualities. I feel like one thing I had picked up from my mom is like work ethic, even though I could be kind of lazy. But like even with my dad, I picked up like his personality and just his ability to be like friendly and stuff like that. And like again, just being a good person overall, I feel like I picked it up from them. You pick up that wisdom too.
Yeah.
Just because, especially like hanging around older people, like with your grandma.
I love hanging around old people. Like you can ask them stories about back in the day,
Oh, yeah, they put you on game. Now back in my day.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's another thing too. Just I remember I used to love just going to my grandma's house, just sitting there, like she cooking a big meal and she just telling us story. Like that's a vibe right there. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie. And it make you want to make them proud too, just
Yeah.
because like you got this person that got your back. You're like, okay, well let me continue to do good and like make this person happy because like you think a lot of them just because they in your life like that. So I feel like that's another positive thing.
But yeah, I say I have a lot of people I look up to, but especially like women, because I was raised by a village of black queens. So, you know.
Pro black vocabulary. But nah, I feel that.
was.
I mean, nah, honestly, yeah, but just because like we talked about it a few episodes ago. Like my dad, like I would go see him on the weekends, but overall, I'm with my mom, my sister, my aunts, and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and just being around them, and it makes you have to.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my father passed away when I was 4. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Then another one I had makes you want to better yourself, like overall,
Yeah.
and you feel heard and understood,
Yeah.
especially like if somebody like that who's in your life, they are positive. They're gonna take the time to try to understand like what you're dealing with, what you're going through. They're gonna give you advice. They're gonna be there. And, yeah.
And I feel like a good trait that I picked up just from women in general, like I have that nurturing side to me.
Oh yeah.
I got that. I won't necessarily say tough side, but I got that manly side to me, but then I got that nurturing side to me as well.
Like you gotta have like some of that in you,
Yeah.
just because like especially like when you become a father, you don't like it's good to be stern, but at the same time it's okay to have that caring side
Yeah.
too, and like let them know that you're a person. You know what I'm saying? But a few negatives I feel like coming from if you had a negative role model in your life, like low self esteem, they go the opposite of that. And like instead of this is another thing. This is a good one. Feeling pressured to be better.
Yeah.
Cause like most people, like if you think about it, if you got somebody like that, it's just like, oh, you need to do this. Oh, you got a B. Well, you can get an A. Blah 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 blah. Instead of just like being encouraging about it, it make you feel all that pressure to be better, and like I don't feel like you would thrive or grow as much just because like you constantly feeling pressure.
And I just feel like just living down south, that make you want to do better, especially living in a small town like me. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people have crab in the barrel mentalities,
Yeah. Gotta get out, man. For real. Oh, they will hold you down. And I feel like that's another thing too, just because like some of the people who are the negative ones, the negative role models, they are in a place in their life where they're not happy at. So like if they see you got potential, they're gonna try to like not let you, they're gonna put you in a place so you don't realize you have potential and keep it their crap.
Yeah, they don't want to see
They don't
your
wanna see
wings
you be
spread,
great,
bro.
bro.
They don't want to see your wings
They
spread.
don't want you to fly.
Yeah.
And like, okay, this kind of a given. You can pick up some of their negative traits. Like you see somebody you look up to stealing, you might lean to stealing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And looking for validation in the wrong places.
Yeah.
Thing too. Just because like if you don't feel cared for or loved, you gonna go like
You might join the gang.
exactly. You might join a
Anything.
gang, might get in a bad relationship, and like not understand like what it really means to be a relationship. Just try to look for some kind of way to feel better in an unhealthy way though. And like you look for an unhealthy way to voice yourself. Like I know for me personally, anger. That was the first thing. Like, hey, I'm all smiles, but I do got a little tip on me. I take that. But still though, but like you try to look for like an unhealthy way to like release all of that just because you don't have a way to get none of that out. Especially if somebody just constantly on you and just like making you feel lower than what you really are.
Yeah.
Then that's gonna put you in a bad place mentally.
Yeah. But I feel like you got to have at least one positive, role model in your life. Because if you just surrounded by a bunch of negative people, and you don't want to go out there and seek for positive role models, like you said, because you can come across the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else you need to say?
I was just gonna say it was kind of a point you just made. I also feel like I ain't gonna say having a balance. It's gonna sound weird, but having a good role model will help you actually notice when somebody is being toxic or something like that too. Because like you might think in the beginning like, oh, they got good intentions, but then like you can tell what's genuine versus like who trying to use you or who trying to do this or who manipulating you, different types of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's important to kind of like realize and appreciate different role models. Cause I know as a teenager, it's hard to like actually appreciate your mom and stuff like that because like you trying to come in your own way and like that. You try to butt heads with it, like, nah, I think this is best for me, but
like that's the age where you start to rebel. Like those are those years.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking back, I'm like, dang, I appreciate every whooping, every lick I ever got. Every lecture, everything.
Because if I ain't get those whoopings, ain't no telling where I would be.
For real. So, with that being said, all I'm gonna say is surround yourself by people who actually genuinely care and look for those positive traits in like a role model. And try to avoid the negative ones and like the ones who are negative, don't take in too much of like what they're trying to say or try to belittle you. Because they will try to belittle you. They will, but you can't let them.
Yeah, I feel like we need, especially for the upcoming generation, we need some, upstanding citizens. So, just raise people right. Raise your kids right.
First things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, but that's the end of this episode. We appreciate y'all listening. Look forward to the next episode. All right.
Peace.